Hi folks, just a quick review of my Carrera Fury. It's an 18-inch frame, which is medium. Just see on the back there. It's got 27.5-inch wheels with Trail Boss puncture protection tyres on there. They're very grippy, seem very good in the wet and the dry. I've took it out in both. I've also been on gravel with it, and it's performed really well. I must say you do get quite a lot of bike for your money with this particular model. I'll go through some of the features now. I'm not going to go through all the different geometry and everything because all that's on the Halfords website, but I'll just go through some of the good features on it. It's got a 1x10 drivetrain on it, Shimano Dior. It comes with a KMC chain as standard, as a lot of bikes do nowadays. And if I can find it, there it is. It's got the quick link, which makes life easier if you need to take the chain off, either to replace it or to clean it. It's got a good wide range cassette on the back, and as I say, it's 1x on the front, which makes life a lot simpler without front derailleur. I did change the pedals, just personal choice. These are DMR V12s. The only thing I did find, the pins that came with the pedals, they were a bit aggressive for the type of shoe that I wear. They were chewing the sole, so I just went on the internet and bought some shorter pins, and you just replace those with an Allen key. Very simple and very easy to maintain as well. While we're down in the crankset area, the bottom bracket, for anybody that needs to know, is an outboard one. It's like the Shimano Hollowtech type. So as long as you've got the correct tools, they're very easy to sort of take out if you need to replace it or you just simply want to clean it. I will just briefly show you the tools in a second that you'd need. But basically, that's your preload cap there. That comes off. The two Allen bolts undo. That crank arm comes off, and then the rest of it just comes off the other side. Then, as I say, very easy. You see plenty of videos online that will tell you how to remove and install the Hollowtech bottom brackets, and in fact any other type of bottom bracket, to be honest. These are the tools that you would need, or the sort of tools you'd need. That's the Park Tool BBT9. Now Halfords do a version of this which is more than adequate, easily good enough, for the average person like myself. You could also, I bought myself one of these to use with a torque wrench, and that's the BBT 69.2, and that's got to fit in for a 3/8 inch torque wrench. So there's that. That's your tool for your preload cap. Now this should come with the bike, so if you haven't got one of these, when you buy one, I would mention it to Halfords, because I say this one came with the bike in the bag with the instructions. But it is actually, I think it's a 6mm Allen key fitting. So if you did lose this or you didn't have one, you could use an Allen key. I tend to try and stick to using this, because the preload cap only really needs to be sort of finger tight, and I always think with an Allen key there's always that temptation to maybe over tighten it slightly, but that's the sort of things you'd need. As for the bike itself, I've replaced a few things. I did have to replace the stem. The original stem that came with the bike was 45mm, and that was just too short for me, to be honest. It's probably something to do with the fact that I'm used to a road bike, and I'm used to being in that sort of more forward leaning position, and the 45mm stem, it just felt wrong. So I've replaced it with this one. This is an FSA Gossamer stem. I think if I remember rightly, this one's 70mm. But as I say, it's just a personal choice really, more than anything. I suppose if I'd have kept the 45mm, I might have got used to it. But yeah, the handlebars I've kept because they're brilliant. They're just the right width when you're going down the trails and that. I've changed the grips. The original grips that came with it were absolutely awful. In fact, I think they're still in the bin. Yeah. Those are the grips that came with it, and they're probably the worst grips I've ever encountered. But let's face it, having to replace a set of grips is not really the end of the world. So they can go back in the bin where they belong. The saddle is a Pro Logo one that I already had, so I've put that on. This is the saddle that came with the bike. And again, if you've seen my video that I did on my Subway, my Carrera Subway, it's the same scenario with the Fury. Nothing wrong with the saddle that came with it. It's memory foam, very comfortable. I just prefer the look of the other one. So as I say, I will be keeping this though, just in case. That's the stem, the original stem. You can see there, 45mm. These are the original pedals, come on most of the Carreras nowadays and most other bikes. They're the Well-Go, just a normal alloy pedal. And as I say, you know, more than adequate. They work fine. I just prefer the look and feel of the DMRs. So that's that. The only dilemma I did have, because this bike's got a dropper seat post, and I'll demonstrate that in a while, I had the sort of problem of having to put a light on there. Obviously, you can't put a light on the post with it being a dropper, so I went on the internet and I found this little beauty here. Now, I was quite fortunate that I already had the Cat Eye rear light. This bracket, which is made also by Cat Eye, I think if I recall that the model number is the RM1. That's Romeo Mike 1. But if you just type Cat Eye RM1 into Google, I think they're about $9.99 in a lot of places. But basically, it just clamps onto your saddle rails, nice and tight. There's a couple of screws with nuts on the other end. I'm saying it just clamps on there, nice and tight and secure. The light clips onto there. There's a little lever there which you push in when you want to, you know, take the light off for charging or for cleaning. As I say, it works absolutely fantastic. Doesn't interfere with the dropper post in any way. I will just try and show you the dropper post now. You have to forgive me, I've got to do this one-handed. That's the lever there for it on the left-hand side of the bars, and it's just a normal push-in lever, and you use that to push the post down and to release it back up. I'll just push it down. There we are. So that's the post down. As you can see, the light's still fine on there. And then I'll just release it so you can see it's very nice, smooth action, no clunking or anything. Works great, so really pleased with that. You've got your usual bottle cage mounts there. And then coming towards the front of the bike, it's equipped with Shimano hydraulic disc brakes, and then so far they've been absolutely brilliant. No problems with those whatsoever. The forks are air forks as opposed to spring forks that you do get on some models. We've also got a through axle, which is a nice little added bonus for this bike. Makes life a lot easier when taking the front wheel out. I did buy this little Mucky Nuts mud guard here. It doesn't really stop the mud and water spraying up on you, but what it does do, it stops the forks getting covered and keeps those clean, so it's worth having on just for that, really. I can't really think of anything else, really. It's, as I say, it's you do get a lot of bike for your money. I'm really pleased with it, and as I say, I've been out on it quite a few times already and had lots of fun. So I say, any questions, just leave in the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer them. Okay, cheers.